Hi, this is Shari Palmatier with Coach Shari, New Habits, New Life. And this is the week in review of social media for CoachShari.com. And this is for the week of November 5th, 2018. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to review the Tuesday tip, which is about holiday stressors. After that, we'll review the Wednesday blog, 7 ways to combat holiday dating stress. And finally, LinkedIn article, 5 tips for managing end-of-year stress at work. If you like my content, I do encourage you to go to my website, www.coachshari.com. You can subscribe to the weekly blog. And of course, if you follow me on Instagram, like me on Facebook, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel, you can avail yourself of all this content and more that comes out throughout the week. The Tuesday tip for November 6th is holiday stressors. With Halloween in the rearview mirror, now what I'd like for you to do is to consider anything that may be stressing you out as we approach the holidays. Start to notice what goes on and on and on in your mind. If you don't have holiday stress, good for you. Maybe look to be supportive to a friend or a colleague. Are you concerned about having enough time to cook? Are you concerned about having enough time to shop or enough money to pay for all that you buy? Are you concerned because you are not in a relationship and you are alone? Are you concerned about work, about not having enough time to complete projects by end of the year or enough sales by the end of the year? Remember that how we perceive stress or situations as stress is a very individual thing. What may stress us out may be encouraging or exciting for someone else. But the most important thing is that you notice and you become aware of what stresses you out. Because this is something that you do have control over. And stress, by the way, does cause illness over time. So you really want to be working on your own stress management. So the first thing to do is when something comes into your brain that you perceive as stress, pause. Try and reverse a stressful thought with a thought of gratitude. So if you're stressed out about not having enough finances, be grateful that you have a job to be able to earn money. If you're stressful about not having time, be grateful that you are well skilled and well able to accomplish all that you need to. Catch my point? You don't have to believe your gratitude, but the more you say it, the more you will believe it. The thing is that if you stay in a negative condition, this will not only affect you and your body, which is most important, but it will affect others around you who really won't want to be around you. There will be more tips for stress coming up, but for now and for the Tuesday tip, if you feel like you need help with stress management, you may not have ever thought about even getting help before, you might consider availing yourself of a health and wellness coach who has a certificate in stress management. Why? Well, Coach Shari does. So I can tell you that I have the credential to help you identify what will work for you in your stress management. And if you like this post, you can find it on Instagram and Facebook at Coach Shari. Moving on to the Wednesday blog, November 7th, 5 ways to combat holiday dating stress. There are many stressors around the holidays. It is well known. There are many articles about all the stresses people have during the holidays. In fact, it is the highest rate of suicide during the holidays. And one piece of stress for some people is around relationship and being alone. And so in this blog, we're going to review dating stress, because sometimes you've been alone for years, you're sick and tired of it, you just for once want to be in a relationship for the holidays and bring someone to the family events and all the good things that you do. I understand. I've been there many times. But what I want to make sure is that you don't stress yourself out, which will end up creating sabotage for a potential good relationship. So here we go. Number one, if you find yourself stressing over not being a relationship, or maybe you're dating someone and you're wanting it to move along faster, breathe. I'm serious. Take deep cleansing breaths. Every time you have that thought, that nervous energy in your stomach that says, is this going to be a holiday relationship? Does he like me? Doesn't he like me? Do I like him? Whatever the questions are, take a very deep cleansing breath. I know that you don't want to be alone for another year, but you really want to make sure that you're in the right relationship with the right person. So it's really good to be in gratitude that you are well capable to be alone if you have to be, that it will be okay if this doesn't work out. Just sort of let it go and do this through breathing. Number two, positive people attract and negative people repel. If in your mind you're saying to yourself, this is not going to work, this is not going to work, it never works for me, I'm not lucky like my friends, whatever the negative thing is, you will project negative energy. Or, I just know I'm going to be alone. If in fact you say, I'm happy no matter what happens this year, I'm happy because I'm a great person and I am worthy of another great person. If you walk around with a smile on your face, you're going to attract good people. If you're negative, you're going to attract negative people. And what is it that you want for yourself? Take a moment and think about it. Number three, this is critical no matter what we want for ourselves. Vision. Create the vision of what it feels like to be in a relationship during the holidays. I don't mean your list of requirements and your non-negotiables. It has to be this tall or she has to be this thin or whatever it is. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is spend time feeling the feeling of love, of a partnership love in the holidays that you want, of your family embracing this person in your life. Spend time first thing when you wake up and last thing before you go to sleep. Just enjoy the feeling of being in this relationship that you want during the holidays. Smile when you're doing it. Feel the love that it is, that you want. And by the way, vision, it's not only for love in your relationship, it could be work, it can be anything. When you spend time in your vision, you put the energy of the universe into work for you. Number four, in terms of combating holiday dating stress, faith and patience. Have faith that it will happen for you at the right time. And I'm serious about this. It works. Throughout my life, and by the way, I have dated every decade of my life, and I'm hoping this is the beginning of a decade where I don't date because I'm in a happy marriage. But I do know what it feels like to date and to have faith, because so much of this is out of your hands. Even if you're going on every app and you go to every event, if you really follow your vision and you have patience for the right person, not just a person, sometimes it just takes more time than you want. I have found in my life that usually whatever I set my mind to takes longer than I want. And I've had to learn patience the hardest way possible. I had to wait 6 years after my divorce to meet my husband, and I think I kissed every available frog, but I never lost faith. I never lost the belief that my right man is out. So don't listen or give energy to negative messages that the world's going to tell you, like, you're too old, there are no good men out there, they're all dead, they're all married, they're all jerks. No, it's not true. First of all, you don't need a pond to fish, you only need one. You need only one right person for you. So don't listen to anyone, and if you have someone in your life who only gives you back negative, then don't talk to them about it. Have faith in yourself, in your heart, that your right person is out there. And if they materialize for the holidays, that's great. And if not, have faith that they will come into your life in the right time. Because what you don't know is that your right person might be getting out of a relationship now. Your right person may have to move across the country. You just don't know. So have faith. Number 5, don't sabotage yourself. If you're actively dating someone and you think, wow, this would be great if we last for the holidays, don't start doing the hinting thing like, oh, you think we'll be together by Thanksgiving? Or where are you Thanksgiving? Are you allowed to bring a guest Thanksgiving? Or my sister or relative is in another state for Thanksgiving. Would you be available to travel? Don't start throwing hints. Let it go. If it's meant to be, it will naturally happen. So I will tell you that I met my husband September 30th, and Thanksgiving came around and we were still very new in the dating scene. It was not a possibility for us. It would not have made sense. But you just never know. I didn't know by Thanksgiving that this was the man I was going to marry. We were too new at this. But what you don't want to do is create so much energy around the holidays that you mess up what might be a good thing. Because maybe like me, you waited 6 years to meet someone who might have potential. Just let it go. At the end of the day, be confident in yourself that what you have to offer, someone else absolutely wants. Be confident that it will happen. And by the way, you may be dating several people and you don't know who your right mate is because it's not always love at first sight. So the best thing for you to do is to be out of the stress, because regardless of why you may be stressed out over this, it's not good for your body, it's not good for your health, and it's certainly not good for you to attract that which you want. So you want to be healthy, and of course, as a health and wellness coach, I'm going to say you also want to make sure that any stress is not causing you to eat stressful foods. Think sugar, number 1, processed foods. And you know what, at the end of the day, you may want some help, and there's nothing wrong with getting help from a health and wellness coach who has a certificate in stress management, who can guide you to the right solutions for you to help you relieve yourself of the stress. Because again, I understand that dating, no matter what time of year, can be stressful for some people. I've met people who just love it, who feel no stress. But I think that when you have a goal of being in a relationship, dating is your pathway, and it can be extremely stressful. So give yourself some credit, positive self-talk. You are worthy of the right person. If you're not meeting them right away, it's not because there's anything bad. It's because the timing hasn't presented right. Be good to yourself, love yourself, and if you need help, don't be shy to reach out to a health and wellness coach, such as Coach Shari, New Habits, New Life. And if you like this content, I would encourage you to subscribe to my blog at www.coachshari.com. Finally, for the week of November 5th, I posted an article on LinkedIn, 5 tips for managing end-of-year stress. Note the theme of the week, stress. We all have it. It just depends on what it is that triggers our stress. And of course, for LinkedIn, the stress really is focused on end of year and because it's end of year, end of quarter stress that you may feel at work. Because don't forget, from a work perspective, that's built over whatever stress you have in your personal life. And it can be a very tough time of year for people. And I know in some industries, particularly high tech, end of year is very stressful. You need to make a number, your region needs to make a number, you need to make a number, everyone needs to be full steam ahead, whether you're supporting sales and sales, whatever it is. You could have a big project just dumped on your chair that has to be done end of year. It could be all of a sudden you have extra budget money that has to be spent. That can all be very, very stressful. So the first thing is, before I talk about the 5 tips, is to really recognize what it is that's stressing you out. Because awareness, and this may be the first time that you pause to be aware that something what it is exactly that's stressing you out. You could think, How am I going to get everything done by the end of the year when I also have all this stuff to do at home? So number one tip is breathe. And I'm not joking. I know whenever I start to get anxious, I pause, I actually stand up, and I breathe deeply from my diaphragm. And when you breathe from your diaphragm, think breathing in from your stomach, because when you do it that low, your lungs don't expand. So just pause and breathe. Breathe deeply. Use your if you stand up, even if you're at your desk and you can't leave your desk, even if you just stand up, close your eyes, think of whatever gives you peace, whether it's the forest, the ocean, a beautiful flower, whatever it is, your pet. Breathe deeply from your diaphragm and just release any stress or energy that you have. Second tip is vision. Vision is critical for no matter what it is we want in our lives. But for end of year, if you have a big project, or if you need to close a sale or 3, how many millions do you need to close? Whatever your end of year project is that you need to complete, if it's giving you stress, maybe even if it isn't stressful, set the vision. And do this as the first thing that when you wake up and the last thing before you go to sleep. Feel your success. Feel the success of whatever it is that you have to complete being completed in its best way. Feel yourself being at your best, all of your skills working as well as they possibly can to achieve your goal. When you create this vision, you help to make it happen. And you feel it being true, you feel it being actualized. This is a great exercise. As I said, no matter what it is, whether it's end of year, end of quarter, success and a project, or if it's for personal, if it's for your health, for weight loss, no matter what it is, this is what we do in coaching, by the way. We set the vision. That's what you do in your business plan. You set the big goal, which is the vision, and then you work on how you get there. So the more you set your vision, the more you can release the stress around it. Number 3, large into small. If you're stressed out over a project, likely it's a big one. And if you have to have it done in a certain period of time, the best thing to do is to break it down into its smaller pieces. And then you can attack one piece at a time. Write it down. By the way, this is basic business planning, I know. But sometimes when we're stressed out, we don't realize that if we break it down into smaller pieces, we can get there. And again, this is what we do in health and wellness coaching. We take our vision and we break it down into smaller pieces, achievable goals, so you feel your success and you achieve your vision. It's the same thing here with end of year, end of quarter stresses. Number 4, brain breaks. Do you realize that when you're stressed out, you can't think? Well, this is literally true. Your brain sort of shuts down. And it goes into fight or flight, meaning it's your body. What happens is you start to breathe in a shallow manner. Your heart may palpitate. All of these things shut down your creative brain. So what you want to do is take a brain break. This may be as simple as standing up and doing number 1, breathing. It may be taking a walk to the restroom and giving yourself a break, or if you can, take a walk outside. Brain breaks are really important throughout the day so you can clear your mind, and you'll find that you can come back to the desk and be fully refreshed and ready. For me, the best thing I do is take a walk outside, and I just release everything in my mind, and I find that I usually get the answers to the question of whatever is concerning me at the time. And finally, positive self-talk. If you want to accomplish anything in life, you can't do it by beating yourself up. If you tell yourself you don't have a way to do it, it won't get done. If you tell yourself you don't have the right skills, it won't get done. If you tell yourself, however, you are well able to accomplish the project, you have all the support you need, and you have the ability to ask for help where you need it. If you think positively and speak to yourself positively and stop yourself when you give yourself a negative thought, you will find yourself releasing the stress, because you're giving yourself stress by constantly saying, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. You can do it. Have confidence in yourself. I hope you can try one of the 5 tips. Breathe, create your vision, large into small, brain breaks, positive self-talk. I hope these were helpful to you. And if they were, feel free to follow me on LinkedIn for more business tips. Follow me on Instagram, like me on Facebook, and subscribe to my blog at www.coachshari.com. I hope you enjoyed this content. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day.